Shows in NY, Ultra DKNY. Miami, DC, prefer Versace.
That's right. It's not no light. You're looking over your shoulder from left to right. The leather outfits, the lizards to blend, Louis Vuitton bags or MCM. Feel our New Balance, no one can touch ya. Bar sweatsuits go with your Dora. Indigo goes and it shows your pose. You got it real good when all that goes. You get your piece of deep water, you wet down a quarter. Packages, sacks, anything that they order. The time will come when you make the wrong move. Jump out, they jump out on you. Snatch you up, and when you start to yell, they book you, put you in jail.
Some of the urban trends you see up and down the East Coast and all over the US started in the nation's capital Washington, D.C. in the mid to late 80s, some even as early 80s. The DC fashion that this new generation would prefer allegedly started on the block with street guys and the pretty girls from the neighborhoods who would take their fashion sense to the go-go to have exciting fun showing off their latest outfit at places like the Black Hole.
Black Hole.
I went to the Black Hole.
We went to the Black Hole. I didn't know nothing about the Black Hole. I went there, they had a band set up, Chuck was in there. But we got in there, niggas, it was like, yo, these niggas got some shit on. Niggas had on the Gore-Tex shit and the felines and the beef from broccoli.
We go to the place called the Black Hole. That motherfucker in there is but the hottest niggas.
Red S be slamming, Mickey be cranking, Funk be rapping. They just be getting their man up early Friday of the Black Hole.
He is in the house and we're ready to roll. Come on, I got that feeling, that funky feeling. He's in the house and we're ready to roll. Talk to him. I hope you're coming to get down. Please leave the guns, you know we're stopping the file. It's straight up. Well, there's no effing around. Hey, so everybody knows this is Town.
The New Balance shoe, Hugo Boss, Ralph Lauren Polo and Sergio Tacchini sweatsuits are all a part of this DC fashion.
And y'all from New York, correct me. Right. Because when I first seen it, it was down here in D.C. Right. Them Sergio Tacchini windbreakers.
Around 1986 to 87, guys from New York City were heading to D.C. to wholesale drugs when crack started to arrive in the district. But they shortly realized that this small town wasn't easy to infiltrate. Some faced death, some became cool, and others headed back to New York as a drug war evolved with out-of-town guys trying to take over some DC blocks and neighborhoods. The New York guys saw that DC has a fashion style of its own and took some of these trends back up top to New York.
I got a pair of beef and broccolis in DC. When I went back to New York, at first niggas laughed at my beef and broccolis. Then about a couple of months later, niggas had the beef and broccolis. I was like, see?
New Yorkers, it wasn't nothing for us, especially in the 80s and the 70s, for us to pack up and go down to DC.
With New York being the birthplace of hip-hop, it has always had the reputation of being the #1 trendsetters to the rest of the country. Most wouldn't believe that they inherited some of these styles as their.
Like I say, DC has always been a hidden jewel, and guys like, and that's no knock on Puff. That was a smart thing. You went to Howard, you seen how they was doing with the Versace before Versace was even in rap song. That was like a dress code for DC. He seen it at Howard. He said, well, he got known. He promoted, which was good. Lonzo Moore, the whole style. He came from Virginia, no knock on Virginia, but his style wasn't nowhere as it is now. So you know. It's a hidden jewel, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully this can be a stepping stone from a negative situation to get all these people out here, you know what I'm saying, like your Madness and your All Days, you know what I'm saying, the other, you know, clothing comes out here, some rappers out here, you know on the radio, so you see them, and you know, hopefully that we can get a chance to tell our own story.
The New Balance sneaker became an everyday shoe to the DC natives around 1982-83. This city took this dad shoe and took it to a whole nother level.
My name is Parviz Mizrahi, and I'm the owner of the 1400 Prince and Princess. New Balance I started in 1983. It was hot. It started with the 995, 996, 998, 1400, 1600, and it comes to the 990s. And it's all the time was, the gray was the #1 color.
And they had that New Balance shit locked down. Them gray joints with the fluorescence and the light blue gray shits. Woo!
All the way back to the Ray Leonard fights in Vegas. You got the New Balance on, dudes from other cities would be like, they from DC, even women. They acknowledge you, so it was like a logo.
Bring me some pictures of y'all OGs and y'all big homies in the 60s and 70s. And they in the club with big gold chains on and all that with some New Balances on. Go find me y'all old heads back in the day in the 60s, 70s, and 80s wearing New Balances. Because I got 50 pictures right here of all the big homies in DC from back in the day in the club with $1,000 worth of clothes on and some New Balances on. We've been doing that. That ain't even up for discussion.
Got on me and a couple of brothers, man, we was going back and forth with Jim Jones, man. And he talk about, I don't care what y'all DC dudes think. We've been wearing, Nike ACG boots and New Balances before DC. I said, man, stop it, man.
What I will give Jim Jones credit for is wearing cornrows that look like they've been done two months ago, nigga. Look like he brushed the motherfucker when he got them done. Like, as soon as he got his cornrows done, he just took a motherfucking steel brush and brushed them. Now, he get that. Now, you can say you rock that motherfucker, Jim Jones. Motherfucker, the nappy cornrows, I don't know where they came from.
I got shot in the leg and I felt the sting and I was like, oh, this is real shit. We all started running. I tried to get back into McDonald's. They locked the door on my ass and shit. They were like, go through the drive-thru. Like, you talking shit. Imagine, literally locked the fucking door on me, man. So I'm running and stuff. The guy was shooting, pow, pow. All my friends were getting shot. Then I got shot in the back and I'm running, my heart beating. I'm thinking, oh my God, what's happening here? I still didn't really capture that I was being shot. It felt like electricity. It's a shocking feel. I'm running. By the time people were ducking behind stuff, the guy was opening up to shoot and he shot me in the hand. My hand blew up and all this blood and shit was hanging out. I damn near wanted to stop, look at the guy with the gun and say, look, I ain't the only one out here. You can spread them bullets around equally, motherfucker. I came with a whole bunch of people now. Don't waste all of them. Shoot him. Yeah, shoot him. He was talking shit too, and he was talking shit too. It's funny because I had bought a pair of Nikes. I think it was like Nike, not Nikes, New Balance 575. They were like $105 back then. It was a lot of money back then. And I got blood on them. So when I went to the hospital, they had kept my shoe. I made them give my damn shoe back, man.
Uncle just did 33 years in jail, about to come home on parole, and that nigga had on New Balance the day he got locked up. So all I'm saying is, I think DC started this shit.
In 1985, Sylvester Stallone wore the white quarter-zip Hugo Boss sweatshirt in the Rocky IV movie. This is believed to start the Hugo Boss trend in DC. DC would love to rock the high-quality sweatsuits made by Gucci.
DC fashion was serious, man. That was our thing. That was the way you was showing, the streets that you had paper. You gonna get the most expensive shirts, most expensive shoes, whatever. And Gucci was the thing back then. It was popping real heavy.
In 1985, the Universal Madness, or the Madness Connection, started the first black-owned urban clothing line in Northwest Washington.
Well, in the beginning, we were Beauty and Barber Supply. It was called Universal Beauty and Barber Supply. That's where the Universal comes in on the Madness part. And, around 84, 85, we did a t-shirt with the logo, Summer Madness around it, variety of colors, and pushed it. And it like domino effect throughout the whole hood. Like everybody had to have this shirt. Then that bucket hat came into play. Everybody had to have a hat with their name on it, their street name, their nickname, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like continued on until like, you know what, we're gonna get out this Beauty and Barber Supply business and just go straight for the garment business.
That's tight, man, I like that.
And like 85, just like.
When I was looking at I don't know if you remember the Go-Go Live.
Yes, sir.
You look through that crowd.
87.
Yeah, you see all you see was
Madness. 87.
And that was a big crowd.
And I tell folks, I was like about 12, 13, about that time. And this whole thing about they gonna have Chuck Brown, Chuck Yard, Red S's and all these different bands at the Capitol Center, which it was called then. And like my brother was like, oh, we gotta do these hats, we gotta do these shirts. Mind you, I'm a young kid, like on a machine, 12, 1 o'clock, making hats, making t-shirts for people to wear to this event that following day. And like the whole city, like we got shown big love on it. From Scorpio and King Kane wearing the t-shirt in a bucket to just the people in the crowd. Like you just look in the crowd, see people holding up a t-shirt with Madness, with the dude with the bow and arrow.
And this is the
Like,
80s.
And this is the 80s, yo. 87.
Mm-hmm.
Go Live came out 87. Yeah.
The Madness Shop influenced many other locals to start their own clothing lines. Alldaz, Squares, Hobo, We Are One, Shooters, DDTP, and many others began to brand their clothing in the metropolitan area. In the 80s, Georgetown was a very popular place to shop. It was the place to splurge.
Man, we going to Princess and Princess. Man, we going to Players. We going to Tom Teller. We going to every. That's when Georgetown was Georgetown. You know what I mean? Sweat Style. All them jobs. We going right there. And we getting fly. We getting fresh.
Located in Georgetown, a more high-end local brand Salviato emerged, becoming another popular DC favorite. The Washington, D.C. metropolitan area is known for having some of the baddest women in the United States, and the 80s was the epitome of the finest and flyest honeys.
And the women, D.C., hand nails every week, Holgate's and all the restaurants down there, Georgetown.
Kanye West has been seen in interviews admitting he got his fashion style from this region.
Very dear to your heart because you did spend some time here in the DMV.
I grew up out here. This is where I learned how to play ball. This is where I really got, my forward style, because I'm coming from Chicago, and we were just a little bit behind DC. And I remember my friend Aubrey that stayed in the same complex that my dad stayed in. I'm coming, I had, I guess what they was calling me was like a Bama or something like that.
I love this smile. Why don't you smile more, man?
I had the Heavy D or the Big Daddy Kane high top and the Heavy D step is on and the merry-go-round, you know,
not down
shirt and
here,
everything. Right, yeah, and then my boy was like that. We don't do that. We do Jordans with like Jabot shorts and polos. Yeah. And that moment is the reason why on the College Dropout, you know, I was really heavy like Ralph Lauren at that time. And also when I came back with kind of that innovative style, everybody started asking me all these questions. Where you get that from? Where you get that from? So it kind of, you know, I've always been into, you know, clothing and just the art of, you know, the way clothes are put together since I was really little. But I like that feeling of people like not knowing where I got it from. And that's part of what made me, you know, the style, you know, I don't want to say icon, but, you know, a person that pushes style so much.
So moving on to style and fashion, you know,
so basically I'm saying I got my swag from out here, basically.
Yeah, I remember you sitting down to watch the drone tour. So it was like, yeah, you got this swag from here. Yeah, you know, that's.
There were many designers and styles that the district would rock. It's too many to actually name, but I could not leave out the Eddie Bauer, polar parka known in DC as the Bear. The EB reigned all through the late 80s and the entire 90s decade.
An attempt to steal 2 fashionable winter jackets. The suspected robbers were then shot by police during a confrontation. One of those shot was pronounced dead at DC General Hospital. Police said they believe the gunman may have been trying to take expensive winter jackets from the other 2 men. The Eddie Bauer winter parkas have become popular among young men and teenagers and have spurred robberies.
Step out the jack,